There are moments in life when coincidences feel too precise to be accidents. You think of someone and they call. You feel a pull towards a person, even without knowing why. What if these moments weren't just random? What if the universe was speaking to you, guiding you towards something destined? When two souls are meant to be united, life begins to whisper. Through dreams, synchronicities, emotional triggers, and silent knowing, the universe may be showing you the path toward a union already written into your unconscious. Not every connection is fated, but when it is, the signs become impossible to ignore. Carl Jung believed that the unconscious is not just personal, but collective, and it speaks through symbols, instincts, and patterns. If destiny is calling two people to unite, the signs will emerge through the fabric of life itself. Leave a comment below with the phrase, "I trust the signs meant for me." Carl Jung's analytical psychology offers a profound lens to understand why certain relationships feel destined. Central to Jung's work are the concepts of synchronicity, projection, the shadow, and individuation, all of which can be deeply connected to how we perceive signs from the universe about love and marriage. Synchronicity, a term coined by Jung, refers to meaningful coincidences that have no causal connection yet feel deeply significant. When two people are meant to be together, synchronicities may begin to appear. Repeated numbers, shared dreams, chance encounters, suggesting an underlying pattern connecting their paths. This isn't magic, it's the unconscious world aligning with outer reality. Projection plays a crucial role in attraction. Often we project our inner anima or animus, the unconscious feminine or masculine aspects of our psyche, onto others. Feeling drawn to someone as if by fate may be the psyche's way of recognizing parts of ourselves mirrored in them. Jung's idea of the shadow reminds us that our unconscious often hides what we deny or fear. A relationship that feels destined may trigger deep emotional responses because it brings the shadow to light, forcing growth and transformation. Ultimately, Jung spoke of individuation, the process of becoming whole. Relationships that are truly meant to be are not just comforting, they are catalytic. They awaken us to ourselves and help us integrate our fragmented parts. When destiny wants two people to marry, it's not for comfort alone, but for mutual evolution. The universe doesn't shout, it whispers, and Jung taught us how to listen. There are moments when life aligns in ways that defy logic. You run into someone multiple times in unexpected places. You dream of a person and then hear from them the next day. A song plays with lyrics that describe exactly how you feel, just as you're thinking about someone specific. These are not coincidences in the trivial sense. Carl Jung called this phenomenon synchronicity, a meaningful alignment of inner and outer events with no direct causal link, but with deep personal significance. In the context of a destined romantic connection, synchronicity becomes one of the universe's most mysterious yet direct languages. Synchronicity arises from the collective unconscious, the layer of psyche Jung believed all humans share. This unconscious realm contains archetypes, universal symbols, and patterns that guide human experience. When two people are psychically and spiritually aligned, the unconscious begins to move. Life reflects this alignment through synchronicities that call attention to the connection. These experiences don't explain themselves. They evoke a feeling, a knowing, that something greater is at work. The first sign that synchronicity is pointing toward destiny is repetition. Repeating numbers, places, songs, names, or symbols that are linked to a particular person appear persistently. It's as if the universe is tapping you on the shoulder, inviting you to notice, not ignore. You may start seeing their birthday in random timestamps, hear their favorite song in strange places, or encounter shared symbols that seem too specific to be random. But synchronicity also works through timing. When you meet someone at a moment of personal transformation, the connection often feels more than circumstantial. Perhaps you've both just ended long relationships or are beginning new chapters in life. The timing is uncanny, and the bond feels like a key turning in a lock. These are not accidental overlaps. They point to the psychological reality that certain people are meant to catalyze change within us. Jung emphasized that synchronicities occur most often during emotional intensity or important life transitions. These psychic openings make us more receptive to unconscious material surfacing through external events. When you're emotionally vulnerable or spiritually open, you're more likely to notice and respond to these patterns. A destined connection will stir something within that heightens your sensitivity to such signs, because your unconscious is already engaged in the process of recognition. However, synchronicity is not proof of permanence. It is an invitation. It's the psyche's way of saying, pay attention. What follows depends on your awareness, choices, and the emotional maturity of both individuals. A synchronistic meeting may mark the beginning of a lifelong partnership, or it may serve as a profound turning point meant only for growth. The universe presents opportunities, but it does not force outcomes. What makes synchronicity powerful in relationships is that it bypasses logic and speaks directly to the soul. A moment of shared intuition or mirrored experience can carry more weight than 100 conversations. You feel seen, mirrored, and aligned, not just emotionally, but cosmically. This sense of alignment creates a magnetic pull that feels less like infatuation and more like recognition. Jung also suggested that synchronicities are not rare, but go unnoticed when we are disconnected from our inner world. The more attuned you become to your own inner life, your dreams, feelings, instincts, the more likely you are to perceive these signs. In this way, the signs are always there, but destiny requires consciousness to be realized. Some might dismiss synchronicity as wishful thinking, but Jung saw it as the meeting point between psyche and matter, where the inner world expresses itself through external reality. In love, this can manifest as a deep sense of familiarity, like you've known someone forever, or as symbolic messages that affirm your bond when doubt creeps in. These are not guarantees, but they are guideposts. When destiny is in motion, the universe moves in whispers and echoes. Synchronicities are its fingerprints, and when they appear, especially in matters of the heart, they ask us to stop, feel, and trust that something ancient and unseen may be weaving our paths together. Deep within the psyche of every individual lives an image of the opposite sex, a psychological counterpart that Carl Jung identified as the anima in men and the animus in women. These archetypal forces shape not only how we relate to others, but also who we are drawn to, often with a power that feels fated. When we say we are magnetically pulled towards someone, sensing an unexplainable bond or recognition, it may be the anima or animus calling us toward a person who reflects that inner image. In this sense, romantic destiny may not be an external plan, but an inner longing to complete what is psychologically unfinished. The anima and animus are not literal gender representations. They are symbolic energies. The anima representing the unconscious feminine side of a man, and the animus representing the unconscious masculine side of a woman. These archetypes develop through experience, parental influence, cultural narratives, and the suppressed aspects of our own psyche. When we fall in love, especially intensely or suddenly, it is often this inner image we are falling for. Not just the person before us, but the parts of ourselves they awaken. This is where romantic fate becomes more than myth. Jung suggested that we are unconsciously driven to seek wholeness. The anima or animus appears in dreams, fantasies, projections, and, most powerfully, in relationships. When someone matches our inner image, we may feel instantly connected, as if meeting someone already known or even predestined. This encounter feels larger than life because it touches something archetypal and ancient within us. But such connections are not just magical, they are mirrors. The anima and animus hold not only ideal qualities, but also disowned traits, longings, and fears. When we meet someone who activates this dynamic, it can be both euphoric and disturbing. We may idealize them, believing they are perfect or heaven-sent, only to later confront disillusionment when our projections fade. Yet this very process is essential. Jung saw projection not as a mistake, but as a necessary first step towards self-awareness. In a fated relationship, the anima or animus projection acts as a catalyst. The other becomes a vessel for our own inner work. What we admire or resent in them often reflects what we have yet to integrate within ourselves. In this way, romantic destiny is not about finding a missing half, but encountering someone who reflects our own psychological landscape so powerfully that we are forced to see ourselves anew. Many people report feeling like they've met their soulmate during such encounters. While Jung did not use that term in the modern sense, he acknowledged that certain relationships carry a transcendent quality. These are the connections that don't just offer companionship, They push us toward transformation. The person who seems destined may be the very one who helps us recover buried aspects of our soul. The anima and animus also challenge us to move beyond superficial attraction. As we begin to recognize the projection, we see the other more clearly, not just as an ideal, but as a real, complex individual. If the relationship survives this phase, what follows is a deeper, more conscious bond. It is no longer driven by unconscious longing, but by mutual recognition and choice. This evolution, Jung believed, is where true partnership begins. In this light, destiny is not blind luck. It is the alignment of inner readiness with outer reality. The appearance of someone who matches our inner archetype is not random. It reflects the state of our psyche. If we are closed, we may not recognize them. If we are consumed by fear or fantasy, we may project too much and lose clarity. But when we are open and evolving, the anima or animus connection leads us not only to love, but to greater integration. Therefore, the universe may not send someone to you as much as your psyche draws them in. You are meeting a part of yourself through another, and in doing so you come closer to wholeness. When a relationship feels destined, it often arrives wrapped in intensity, emotional highs, sudden attachments, and a powerful sense of recognition. Yet just as quickly as these connections can uplift, they can also unsettle. What begins as a dream may soon expose wounds, insecurities, or buried fears. This is the moment when the shadow emerges, a key concept in Jungian psychology that reveals the deeper, often hidden layers of the self. Jung believed that the shadow is composed of everything within us that we reject, deny, or suppress. And in a relationship that feels guided by fate, the shadow doesn't stay hidden for long. In the early stages of what seems like a soul-level connection, projection is strong. We idealize the other, seeing them as flawless, magical, or uniquely meant for us. But as intimacy grows, the illusion begins to crack. Traits we once admired may begin to irritate us. Conflicts arise from unexpected places. We feel triggered in ways we can't explain. This is not the relationship failing. It is the unconscious demanding to be seen. The shadow has entered the room. Fated relationships often serve as a mirror for the parts of ourselves we've left in the dark. These relationships don't just comfort us, they confront us. They awaken our insecurities, activate our attachment wounds, and illuminate old patterns. You may find yourself reacting with disproportionate emotion to seemingly small issues. You might become controlling, jealous, avoidant, or anxious. These are not signs that the relationship is wrong. They are signs that it is touching something real and unresolved within you. The shadow in this context is not the enemy. It is the gatekeeper of transformation. Jung taught that wholeness can only be achieved by integrating the shadow, not avoiding it. In romantic connections, especially those that feel destined, the relationship itself becomes the alchemical vessel where this integration is possible. The partner acts as a reflective surface, showing us what we've denied in ourselves. This can be painful, even frightening, but it is also profoundly liberating. For example, if you have spent much of your life suppressing anger or ambition, your partner may embody these traits strongly. At first, you may admire their drive or assertiveness. Later, you may resent it, feeling overshadowed or provoked. But this discomfort is not necessarily a flaw in the other. It may be your own disowned qualities begging for acknowledgement. This is how the shadow speaks, not through words, but through emotional reaction and psychological tension. Fated relationships are often mistaken for toxic ones because they provoke so much inner turmoil. But the difference lies in awareness and intention. In a truly growth-oriented connection, both people are willing to face their shadows, to own their projections, and to engage in conscious dialogue. The relationship becomes a crucible, not for suffering, but for deep transformation. It burns away illusion and invites authenticity. This process is not linear. The shadow reappears in cycles, often when we least expect it. It may show up as resistance to vulnerability, fear of abandonment, or the compulsion to control. But with each appearance, it offers a choice to repeat old patterns or to become more conscious. A relationship that feels destined is not immune to conflict. It is forged through it. It asks each person to grow, to evolve, and to take responsibility for their inner world. The appearance of the shadow in a destined relationship is, paradoxically, a sign of its importance. It means that the connection has depth. It means that it is capable of carrying not only light, but also truth. Jung believed that true love is not just a meeting of hearts, but a union of souls through which both individuals move closer to wholeness. And wholeness cannot be achieved without embracing the darkness we carry. So if your destined connection brings out your fears, your doubts, or your worst behaviors, do not assume it's doomed. Instead, see it as a summons. The universe may be using the relationship not to grant comfort, but to awaken consciousness. The shadow has something to teach you, and only through facing it can you become who you are meant to be. At the heart of Jungian psychology lies the concept of individuation, the lifelong process of becoming who you truly are by integrating all aspects of your psyche into a unified whole. While often seen as a solitary inner journey, individuation can be profoundly activated through intimate relationships, especially those that feel destined. When love is not merely emotional but archetypal, when it feels as though it was written beyond time, it is likely because the relationship is playing a role in your personal evolution. In such unions, the bond itself becomes a mirror, a crucible, and a path to inner wholeness. A relationship aligned with individuation doesn't promise ease, it promises truth. These connections bring out what is unconscious in both individuals, often in subtle and unexpected ways. Where casual relationships may allow us to hide or maintain our personas, fated unions dismantle those defenses. They reveal our strengths, our vulnerabilities, and our limitations. And in doing so, they offer us the opportunity to move beyond the ego's small stories into something much more expansive. The individuation process within a relationship is not about merging into one identity or losing oneself in the other. It is about standing fully as an individual while remaining in connection. A destined partner does not complete you. They challenge and support you as you complete yourself. This requires maturity, presence, and a willingness to grow. You are not there to be saved, nor to save, but to witness and hold space for one another's becoming. Such relationships often unfold in phases. The initial attraction may feel mystical, as if some deep part of you already knows the other. Then comes the confrontation with difference, different wounds, different fears, different needs. This stage is where many relationships falter, but it is also where individuation begins. The friction between two evolving psyches creates energy, and that energy fuels transformation. Jung believed that love, at its deepest, is an archetypal force, a transformative energy that moves us toward integration. In a destined union, the love between two people is not just a feeling, it is a symbolic encounter between two souls seeking wholeness. Every disagreement, every moment of intimacy, every shared silence carries psychological meaning. You are not just navigating a relationship, you are navigating the terrain of your own unconscious through the presence of another. This dynamic becomes especially powerful when both individuals are committed to inner work. They begin to recognize when projection is at play. They take responsibility for their triggers. They support each other's self-discovery rather than controlling the narrative. The relationship shifts from being emotionally reactive to spiritually responsive. It becomes a sacred space where authenticity can flourish. Importantly, individuation through love requires boundaries. It requires each person to maintain their center, even in deep connection. True destiny in love does not dissolve the self, it refines it. You learn to say no with love. You learn to stay even when it's hard. You grow the capacity to hold paradox, to love someone deeply while still honoring your own path. This kind of relationship also reveals your calling. Being seen deeply by another often awakens dormant talents, forgotten dreams, or unrealized potential. The destined partner doesn't just love who you are, they help you remember who you're becoming. Their presence inspires alignment, not through force, but through resonance. You begin to live more authentically, not because they demand it, but because the connection itself invites it. Individuation is never about perfection. It's about integration. And in a relationship that supports this journey, both people grow not just together, but inwardly. They learn to embrace their inner opposites, their anima and animus, their light and shadow. They become more whole, more grounded, more themselves. And through this wholeness, the love between them deepens not as fantasy but as reality. So if you find yourself in a connection that challenges, transforms, and expands you, don't rush it and don't fear it. Such love is not ordinary. It's a rare alignment of fate and consciousness. It is the soil in which your truest self can take root. And it is through that growth that destiny is fulfilled, not just in being together, but in becoming who you were always meant to be. When love feels destined, it is never just about the other person. It is about who you become through the connection. Whether it begins with a synchronistic meeting, a powerful projection of the anima or animus, the confrontation with your own shadow, or a deep process of individuation, these relationships are invitations. They ask more of you. They awaken what lies dormant. They bring light to the unseen. Carl Jung taught that the unconscious always seeks expression, and in love it often finds its voice. The signs from the universe are not random. They are psychic echoes, whispers from the soul guiding you toward deeper self-awareness, healing, and transformation. If you are seeing those signs, trust them, but don't idolize them. The journey is never about fate alone. It is about consciousness. True destiny in love is not just found in union, but in evolution. If someone is meant for you, they will not only walk beside you, they will hold up a mirror to your growth. So pay attention, stay grounded, and follow the signs with both heart and awareness. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to the channel and watch the next video appearing now. Your path is waiting, and your transformation has already begun.